Washington has been on high alert since its military destroyed a suspected Chinese spy balloon earlier this month, and just this weekend, a handful of other objects have been shot down over Alaska and northern Canada. Welcome to the Poison Culture Podcast, where people of interest start our news. I'm your host, Cody Gregory, and this is a little hot take on today's current events of balloons and UFOs. While the objects of this weekend have been stated as not resembling the original Chinese balloon, with reports of some having cylindrical shapes, simultaneously, the internet has become flooded with reports, videos, and pictures of all kinds of suspected UFO phenomena. However, the exact cause of these sightings is not known and still a subject of debate and investigation. Some explanations for UFO sightings include misidentification of natural phenomena, aircraft, or other man-made objects, as well as hoaxes and pranks. On the other hand, there are also those who believe that some UFO sightings could be evidence of extraterrestrial life or advanced technology from other civilizations. I think it's important to remember that just because something is unidentified doesn't mean that it's from outer space or alien origin. Until there is concrete evidence, the true nature of UFO sightings remains a mystery. With the Chinese balloon, there was some concern as it's not clear if these balloons are intended for espionage or military purposes, but the Chinese government reportedly stated that the balloon was part of a civilian scientific research project. However, the exact details of these research projects and technology being tested are not publicly known, and the balloons have raised concerns about the potential military applications and the militarization of the skies. Overall, this incident highlights the need for clear protocols and regulation to govern the use of high-altitude balloons and other aerial vehicles. The secrecy of military operations is a common practice in many countries, as it helps to maintain the security and effectiveness of military activities. In general, the details of military operations are considered sensitive information and are protected by laws, policies, and regulations that restrict the access and the limit to dissemination of information. And as you can imagine, there are several reasons why military operations are kept secret. For example, secrecy can help to protect national security by preventing potential enemies from gaining information that could be used against the country. It can also help to maintain the element of surprise, which is critical to the success of many military operations. Additionally, secrecy can protect the safety of military personnel and civilians who may be involved in the operation. However, there are potential downsides to secrecy in military operations. For example, secrecy can lead to a lack of accountability and transparency, which can undermine public trust in military and government. It can also prevent independent journalists from researching and gathering information about military activities and reporting on them accurately, which can limit the public's understanding of these operations. Therefore, when things are unknown, our minds tend to turn to exactly that, the unknown. The question of whether UFOs, unidentified flying objects, are real or not is a topic of much debate and speculation. While many people claim to see strange objects in the sky, there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that these objects are of extraterrestrial origin or any evidence of technology from other civilizations. For the most part, UFO sightings can be explained as natural phenomena, such as weather balloons, aircraft, meteorites, or as man-made objects, such as satellites and drones, while a good portion of sightings can also be attributed to hoaxes and pranks. That being said, there are still many reports of UFO sightings that cannot be easily explained all throughout history, and some researchers believe that a small percentage of these sightings may represent evidence of something truly extraordinary. However, until there is concrete evidence and scientific proof, the true nature of UFO sightings remain unknown. While the idea of an alien invasion is often depicted in science fiction, it remains purely speculative and has not been substantiated by any credible evidence. It is always important to approach speculation and unverified claims with a critical and skeptical eye, and to base our beliefs and actions on evidence and sound reasoning. In any case, it is natural for humans to have a concern about the unknown and to imagine potential scenarios, but it is equally important to keep things in perspective and not let fear and speculation drive our actions or behavior. In other words, there's a time and place for the tinfoil hat, And with a major war happening between Russia and Ukraine, it is not surprising that actions from Russian allies like China start popping up. The exact number of balloons released from China is not known, but sightings have been recorded from Alaska to South America. Will we ever know the full extent of these objects shot down by the American fighter jets? Most likely not anytime soon. But you can't help to think that maybe this UFO hysteria, in correlation with recent events, is perhaps by design. It's kind of like taking a page out of history. In World War II, both Allied and German forces reported seeing strange phenomena in the sky. The Allies thinking it was German technology, while the Germans reporting that it must be Allied technology. Confusion and speculation. It is a psychological tactic that works on the human mind. That's just some food for thought on this hot take on the current events and the UFO hysteria of this week. This is the Poison Culture Podcast, and I'm your host, Cody Gregory. And until next time, stay spooky.